Welcome to Franklin Almanac. I'm Polikseni Manxhari. Welcome to our 6th edition of Almanac, a compendium of life in Franklin. As always, we'll bring you important stories. What's happened, what's happening, what matters. With the coming of a new month, new and exciting events are going on in Franklin. The town was loud and proud as residents opened their hearts to others with charitable work. And we welcomed an important historical figure back home. We stayed true to what makes this community what it is. Let's begin with our first story. The 2nd annual Empty Bowls Dinner was held on May 2nd at Franklin High School. The event, in collaboration with the Franklin Food Pantry, reminded all guests of the many empty bowls that exist in the lives of those who experience hunger in Franklin. The event brought together 250 guests who enjoyed a simple dinner of soup and bread, and with over 400 bowls made by students and faculty. Each guest was able to take home an empty bowl of their own. Special one-of-a-kind pieces were also available to be auctioned off. The hunger awareness and fundraising event was family-friendly and catered to all ages. The Empty Bowls Club began their preparation for the big night in September. And through the winter, they have been working diligently to make their 2nd annual Empty Bowls Dinner a night to remember. Let's check it out. So we have a lot of people attending this event tonight. Tell me a little bit about the process of getting to this point and getting ready for the event.
All right, so like I said, they started back in September with the Empty Bowls Club. There are over 400 bowls that they made, so that's pretty amazing in just about 45 minutes once a week. And the food pantry also works very hard on organizing the event, making sure that they have enough soup and bread for everyone, and then doing some community outreach as far as the ticket sales, which were all online this year. So it's been very rewarding.
How does an event like this raise awareness for hunger in the Franklin community?
All right, so the amazing thing is that the bowl is supposed to be an empty bowl, which means somewhere, someone, their bowl is empty. It's not full. I mean, they're all different sizes, so they're actually supposed to remain empty, which is hard to do. You want to put things in a bowl, but it just signifies that, and not just across the country, in Appalachia or around the world, but right here in Franklin. We have over 600 families that are clients at the Franklin Food Pantry, and it's an amazing food pantry.
It was a really fun process because not everyone has a bowl. They're all part of the club, so everyone gets to touch a bowl if they want to. So it's good that. So we make bowls every Monday, and then we collectively as a club glaze them and everything. And there's the auction items too, which people make individually. So it's sort of just a group effort. Yeah, it's pretty cool. No one follows a bowl all the way through. So you make it and then someone else might glaze it. So it's kind of just, you can get your hands on all different types of things, and it's pretty cool.
So I know an event like this raises awareness for hunger in the community. So how does the Empty Bowls Dinner do that, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's good because all the money that we raise goes to the food pantry, and it also helps people be aware of that there is issues in our community, not just in obvious places. So it sort of just gets the word out that it's here too. Also the thing it's called Empty Bowls, so it's kind of also you can see there's an empty bowl there's an empty bowl everywhere, and it's kind of how we fill your bowls with soup. It's kind of your money is helping to give back to people who need money and need food also.
I think having high school students who recognize that there is a need in their own community is number one, and it brings their parents and families too. And I think they'll go on to college and wherever, and they'll always know that there's going to be a need wherever they are.
I think that's what really astounded Beth, that there was as much need in our own town as there is. And she just has become passionate about it. She volunteers in a similar organization at college. So it's, I think, really developed kind of a lifelong commitment to raising awareness and doing things for the hunger.
Both my granddaughter and I, and actually others, actually went and we actually did this event and everything. We actually made the things. Audrey, do you want to show one of yours? And then actually we came back and we glazed them. And we actually really enjoyed it, and we said, that it's very good, like for the community and to be aware of it. I think that it makes people realize that actually everybody isn't as fortunate as us and everything. You figure, that they are hungry just because Franklin is some people think it's a wealthy community, and it isn't and stuff. There are a whole bunch of homeless, and I think that they realize that, oh my gosh, there is all these homeless people in Franklin.
How does the Empty Bowls dinner benefit the Franklin Food Pantry?
Well, all of the proceeds from tonight will go directly to the Franklin Food Pantry. We use that money to buy groceries that we need. We get a lot of canned and boxed goods in our food drives, and the budget that we get from fundraisers such as this allow us to purchase meat and dairy and eggs and things that are difficult to collect in food drives. One of the great things about tonight is that it's a collaboration. So all the high school Empty Bowls Club members participated, some of the faculty. We had art students at some of the other elementary schools really coming together. So I think that's one benefit, is just having the community come together around a good cause. We hope that in addition to raising funds, we're really raising a little bit of awareness. A lot of people don't understand that there is such a need in Franklin, because we're lucky. We have a lot of resources, and we have a great school, and we want people to know that not everyone is as fortunate. We have 500 families in Franklin that need our help, and so we're here to try and do that.
Over 600 people visit the Franklin Food Pantry every day. And now, with the help of the Empty Bowls dinner, they can provide their visitors with the food they need most. If you wish to help the food pantry, please visit www.franklinfoodpantry.org. A new campaign has taken the Franklin community by storm. The Hate Has No Home Here project promotes just and inclusive communities by encouraging neighbors to declare their homes, schools, and businesses as places where everyone is welcome and valued. The project seeks homes and residents to be free of hate speech and behavior, while welcoming everyone with love and acceptance. The Hate Has No Home Here sign project, which began in a Chicago neighborhood characterized by its diversity of age, race, nationality, and ethnicity, can be seen in 22 towns, from Grafton to Salem. With the hard work of neighbors, volunteers, and campaign managers, over 400 signs have made their way around Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I spoke to Mendy Tarkowski, campaign manager of the Metro West region, volunteers, and neighbors about what makes this project so special.
I just saw the signs on Facebook and contacted the national organization that started this in Chicago, and found out that it was really just a matter of starting GoFundMe and collecting the funds to print the signs, and wanted to see as many of them as I could around.
I saw a newspaper article, I think it was the Country Gazette, with the front page, and Mendy was featured and the signs. And I just thought it was a wonderful way to engage the community in such a positive message, and kind of see a visible support for everyone in our community.
So can you tell us a little bit about the sign and its meaning, as well as some of the languages that we have going on here?
Yes, the signs languages are Urdu, Arabic, Hebrew, Korean, and Spanish. And they represent the languages in the community that this started in, which is why it was those particular 5. They chose the American flag image and the red, white, and blue color scheme to represent just that we're all part of the same place, and we're all together in that way.
It's about acceptance for all people and equality, and just having a community that's loving and kind, and that's really important, being a mom to show to my kids.
So how have you seen this campaign affect the Franklin community?
I have been very happy to see how quickly it took off once it was in the newspaper and people in Franklin heard about it. A lot have been distributed in Franklin, which has been very nice to see.
They're just so happy that there's some way to be involved and to do something instead of just watching the news, but to actually participate in something.
I just think that if you're having a not so good day, especially if you're a member of a targeted group, that kind of driving down the street and seeing a sign kind of can just alter your frame of mind or your thoughts.
What message do you think that the sign spreads to the community, in your opinion?
I think it's about common ground. I know that a lot of people have felt very divided and just split. And I think that the struggle is just to find things that everybody can kind of get behind. And I feel like a no hate message is something everyone can get behind, regardless of who you voted for or what your political affiliations are. It's really about like loving people.
I really want to be able to say that we're all inclusive. This is what America is about. Like it should be something that we portray to everybody, that everyone can see. That I view it more as like love has a home here than hate has no home here. What does the sign outside mean, though? That we love everybody?
Yes, we do everybody.
If you would like to donate to this project or simply get a sign of your own, log on to www.gofundme.com/NoHateMetroWest. You can also like their Facebook page, Hate Has No Home Here, Metro West, Massachusetts. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 23.5 million persons aged 12 or older needed treatment for an illicit drug or alcohol abuse problem in 2009. That's about 9.3% of the population. A rising national crisis, this tragedy has also hit close to home, right here in Franklin. The SAVE Coalition is a community of partners who have come together to provide support, education, treatment options, and coping mechanisms for those affected by substance abuse disorder and their families. They do this by providing support for addicts and families through empowerment. SAFE. To bring more awareness to this issue, the coalition held their first annual Race to Recovery in Franklin that brought out over 100 participants. To learn more about this issue and how the SAVE Coalition is making a difference, I caught up with Vice President Jennifer Knight. Let's take a look.
In our culture and climate right now, there's the history of substance use is on the news and in the newspaper, and so there's a lot of conversation about it. And what we really wanted to do was create a container for hope and explain that recovery matters, and that while there are hard stories, that there's a lot to celebrate as well. And so we want to memorialize those who are struggling or those who have lost their battle with addiction, and also raise awareness that recovery matters, and we want to celebrate that as well.
So there might be people out there who don't know much about the SAVE Coalition, so tell us a little bit about how you educate people on this issue.
Sure. So the SAVE Coalition is a nonprofit organization which was started in Franklin. We now host about 6 different towns, and we have a variety of supports both in the community and kind of from an online forum. So we have our website, safecoalitionma.com, and then through there we provide all different types of information about Narcan training that we're doing at fire departments, around community programming, guest speakers that we're having, peer-to-peer events such as this. We have a support line that you can call just to kind of gain more understanding around substance use or how to gain more access to treatment. So we really want to encompass, just this community understanding that addiction matters and folks can recover from that as well.
And finally, what are you hoping to achieve today? I mean, this is the first event. What are you looking to accomplish?
I am hoping that people come here and just thrive. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I want people to feel connected and come out of the shadows and out of the margins of their worlds to come together for a beautiful cause, because recovery matters and healing matters, and we can all really do that together.
You decided to use substance use as your topic for your senior project. Tell us why you decided to pick that.
Well, I've been involved in this coalition since last year, and I just thought it was a large, happening in our town that a lot of people didn't know about, and I didn't know that much about, so I just wanted to inform myself as well as raise awareness of the topic.
Yeah, and just meeting different people, you kind of learn that everyone has a story, and I think it's very important for us to be aware as a community, because it's an issue, like you said, and we don't know a lot about, so it's important to get the cause out and know the treatments for it and help people.
So how do you think an event like this raises awareness for substance use?
I think it shows that there's a healthy way to recovery, and there's a bright and vibrant world of recovery that it should be celebrated. And I think that raises awareness that people are going through it, and we should celebrate those who have gone through it.
We kind of have this idea that addicts are like bad people, and shows like there's a lot of families, there's a lot of people that care, and it's just to get people out there and you need help, we should help them.
Safe Coalition is a fabulous resource for people to get real information, and I'm here today to support that and to add to their resources. I'm looking to start a sober recovery house in the area. There really isn't anything in the area. There's very little even in Norfolk County. My son passed away 6 months ago, and I'm looking to do this in his name. And it's the only place that he really succeeded in. I thought this event would be a perfect time to announce that. Today also coincidentally happens to be my son's birthday. So it just seemed like everything came together today.
Recovery from this disease comes in many different forms. There are those that are living with this illness day to day that are recovering. There are families that have to enter their own recovery journey as they deal with the emotions, emotional roller coaster and their own illness that is a result of living with someone with substance use disorder. And then there are those that are grieving losses. And as a community, we are all together to support everybody in whatever type of recovery they're in, whatever phase they happen to be in. We recognize that this is an illness and that the outcome from this illness is not guaranteed recovery in terms of going on and living a happy and healthy life. But there are people here today among us that show us that recovery from the worst case scenario, which is losing someone to this illness, is also possible. And when I say recovery, I mean working through their grief. And this community is here to support them.
I'm a parent in recovery. I have 3 children. 2 suffer from heroin addiction. I lost my son Matthew on November 3rd, 2012 to an overdose. And this helps me to stay in recovery, because when I see so many people getting together and speaking out about addiction, it helps to remove the stigma, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope. This I do for Matt, because our children are never gone from us. They are always here with us. And when we get together and talk about this, it gives everyone hope that this doesn't have to keep happening.
On your mark, get set, go!
If you'd like to support this deserving organization, visit safecoalitionma.com/donate. Who knows, you might just save someone's life. Franklin celebrated the life and achievements of Horace Mann, the father of public education, by honoring him with his very own statue at the centerpiece of the new Horace Mann Square. The ceremonies, 221 years after his birth, brought together town councilors, senators, committee members, and of course, local residents. Horace Mann's great-grandchildren were featured guests of the day, helping to unveil the magnificent statue. I had the privilege of speaking with them, along with town officials and committee members. Let's take a look at this special day.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about what makes this moment so special for the Franklin community?
Well, first of all, Franklin has always put education at the top of the heap. It's a very important thing. And for me, as somebody who's served in government, I recognize and I truly believe that education is the most important function of our government. And it's thrilling for me to know that the father of public education was born right here in this community, spent his first 20 years here in this community, and was self-educated and taught himself using the books that Benjamin Franklin had donated to the town back in 1780. So that 116 volume set of books formed the nucleus for the first public library, which educated the father of public education. What greater cause to celebrate than that? And it's a thrill. I don't know if you've seen them, but Horace Mann's great-great-granddaughter, great-great-great-granddaughter, and great-great-great-great-granddaughter are here with us today, and they're going to participate in the unveiling of that statue.
Well, speaking of the statue, in your opinion, what does it represent?
It represents the foundation for America. You know, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson talked about how important education was for democracy. It was Horace Mann that came along in that era and actually provided the infrastructure, the school buildings, the teachers, the curriculum to make that education happen, which really feeds and fosters our democracy. So we're celebrating the foundation of democracy here today, and that's in education.
Do you think that Horace Mann's idea of education is well represented in today's society?
Well, I'll tell you this, and in my remarks I'm going to make this comment. I think he'd be incredibly proud of what we're doing, particularly given that Massachusetts is #1 in the nation on all scores measuring education. #1 in the nation every year since they've been measuring that in the United States of America.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Downtown Partnership's involvement of the statue?
Yes, absolutely. Franklin Downtown Partnership's been working on getting this to be the gateway to the downtown for probably about 3 years now. So we're excited that this is reality now. The day has come where all the community members have come together to make this. Roger did a great job with the green space and the statue committee. I guess we've been working on it for over a year, and we're just thrilled. I think, education is everything. I think sometimes people take for granted how important and how at one time there weren't schools, and I think if you ask the average person, they really don't know a lot about Horace Mann. So I think him being born in Franklin, it's just it's really our duty as for the town of Franklin to make everybody aware of how important Horace Mann. I know Jeff probably talked about the statue at the State House, but this gives people another reason to come to Franklin. We have a great museum, and now we have a great memorial to Horace Mann and all that he's done. He was a great statesman, and Jeff and a couple other people on the committee did this awesome job with the book. So it's like one place where all the information on Horace Mann is, so you don't have to research it anymore. It's all in one place.
Since its inception, the Horace Mann Statue Committee had a clear and well-defined mission: secure funding, locate a site, and commission a permanent memorial to Franklin's favorite son, Horace Mann.
While Horace has long since left us here in Franklin, his hard work and dedication to education still lives here, strong here in Franklin, Massachusetts, and throughout our great country. In the words of Horace Mann, doing nothing for others is the undoing of ourselves. With the dedication of the statue today, we pass Horace Mann Square to the people of Franklin to relax and enjoy all that Franklin and its downtown has to offer.
Just wanted to say that it's been quite an honor and a privilege for me to sculpt the statue of Horace Mann, one of the most influential, important figures in American history.
This statue stands as a monument to a fight that has been handed down to us, that we must strive unceasingly for better schools. We carry on with the understanding that well-educated, clear-thinking, creative citizens are essential to democracy and our democratic way of life.
As a commemoration of Horace Mann's life and his honored place in the town of Franklin, we announce today that Dean College will award an annual scholarship in the name of Horace Mann commencing in the fall of 2018. It will join our scholarship to the Tri-County, the Franklin High School, and the YMCA, and there will be a Horace Mann Scholar starting in the fall of 2018.
This is a man who had an idea, and this is an idea that changed America. And it's amazing to me how one idea can be that powerful.
growing up, I always knew about him. Mom made him a big part of our life, and coming here, and it's always, as far as I can remember, a proud moment to read about him and to know that we were related to him, and big shoes to fill.
So in your opinion, what does the statue represent?
It represents the man that he was, very giving and very honored for, public.
Proud, honest man he was.
Say education. I think it's important for people to understand who he was, and I think more people should look at the statue and try to learn about him and how important he was.
If you knew Horace like I know Horace, oh, 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 what a man. He was a swell chap, a feather in our cap. Oh, oh, and he put Franklin on the map. Women as pilgrims, the Cape Kennedys. We've got Horace, he's Franklin's own celebrity. If you knew Horace like I know Horace, oh, oh, what a
Horace Mann believed in teaching the people. For his work and commitment to education, he has been honored by 43 schools all across the country. On May 7th, 2017, Horace Mann finally made his way back home to Franklin. His new statue now resides proudly at Horace Mann Square. As warmer weather settles in and flowers bloom, students prepare to walk across the stage to receive the diplomas they have worked so hard for. Yep, it's graduation season. While it's a time to celebrate this achievement, let's not forget to reflect on the importance of what this moment means. There is a common theme in the stories we have covered: education. It is the backbone to all of life's greatest possibilities and provides a solid foundation that helps open our eyes and minds to the world. As they say, knowledge is power. In order to promote love, understanding, and change in the Franklin community, education is key. Greek philosopher Diogenes once said, "The foundation of every state is the education of its youth." With 14 schools in Franklin alone, our community and its students are helping to keep Massachusetts at the forefront of education. Congratulations to our graduates. You are the future. The possibilities are endless. This wraps up our 6th edition of Franklin Almanac. As we continue to bring you more stories, feel free to email us at almanac@franklin.tv and let us know what you'd like to see. It could be part of our next episode. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. For Franklin Almanac, I'm Polikseni Manxhari.